Righty, so welcome back to video number 9 on the old 65 Chevy Impala 4-door post. I just guess you want to call it, you want to get technical? Yeah, because they do make a pillarless version of the 4-door, and then obviously they have the 2 doors as well, and wagons and all sorts of shit. But yeah, this is a 65 4-door factory V8. I'm not sure if it would have been a 327 or not. That's a bit of a grey area. I'm not really sure on these things. Paraglide, bench seat was burgundy and red interior. Whether it's going to be burgundy and red interior, I don't think so, but who fucking knows. But that's what it was. So anyway, if you haven't caught the earlier videos, we're doing rust repair in the shell at the moment. I'm just about through it. In the last video, we rebuilt all of this, inside panels as well, modified the trunk floor a little bit, boot floor, whatever. Modified this bit of floor. It used to have an extension that basically went right out to the edge, so we've modified that, so at least you can get in there and clean it out. Because this side had already been done, I have repaired the outside of this as well. So in earlier videos, again, repaired all this, but we done actually the full inside of the wheel arches and that. Done a rocker, repaired in here. This here had been smashed in by a bike somewhere about late 70s, early 80s. It had a rocker, it was slapped on pretty roughly. Instead of being welded on here and trying to look like factory, if I can zoom in, we'll just give you a brief update. So instead of trying to look like the factory join, which I've tried to make here, I'll bring you back out again. So instead of trying to look like this, like the factory original sort of, you know, original, is as close as I can get it. They had just slapped it on and welded it on here. I think it was all here. So it just went flat straight out here, none of this extra bends or tweaks in it to try and make it look stock. But all the floor was here, was all, you can see where I've cut it out. I need to grind this up a bit better, but it was, this was really crinkled up and never been straightened out, so I actually cut this piece of floor out in this section. Try to straighten it out and make it look a bit more like that side. It needs a decent clean up and whatever. We haven't quite cleaned that up fully, and we built a new skin obviously, and the inner rocker was actually in reasonable shape apart from where it had been welded up from one repair, but it was bent and twisted down, so the whole floor in that section was bent down, and they'd never fixed that. That's why they slapped the panel straight out over the top. So we put a couple of jacks underneath that with a bit of big angle iron underneath, 2 inch by 2 inch underneath with a couple of jacks, heated it up with a gas torch and bent that floor back up till it was basically straight across the bottom, like the other side when we was comparing notes, and we got it to fit. And we've got these distances here the same as what they used to be, all those sorts of things, so well, as close as possible. It was pretty bent and twisted out of shape. But anyway, so these are all earlier videos. So yeah, the last one was really remaking this piece, the outer skinner, the outer veer, some repairs on the inside of the wheel arch. It was reasonable. It was in pretty decent shape, to be honest. Whereas that one was completely rotten and had been really butchered up. This one had been butchered up in a couple of spots, but the majority of it was actually all right. I think we replaced a piece in here, a piece right down at the bottom, and a piece right at the bottom of that side. The main parts were still intact, and yeah, it gave me a fairly good profile to work off for the rest. I've still got a couple plug holes to do in there at some point. I wasn't too concerned. I thought, oh, we'll get it most of the way done, so we'll get into the small stuff, and we can, when we've gone around and do a last, we'll clean up the wall. Sorry, I got interrupted here. So you've got a couple of welds there to finish off. but I wasn't too panicked, and I thought, well, we may as well start on the small stuff, like there's only 3 or 4 plug welds there to do. And I was kind of, at that point, I was sick of bending down trying to weld up. So anyway, we come along and we finished this one. Well, repaired this. It had a couple pieces put in it that were sort of, weren't really sure what was going on, if you know what I mean. But it actually had holes further up. So this here was actually a panel. It wasn't attached like this, but I've made it attached like this. But this was a panel, and they'd actually cut this off down here. I think it went sort of down here more. They'd actually cut this lip off. It was gone. So yeah, we made this panel a whole new piece right up to here. This was the part of this, but I've just made it a separate panel. So if it happens to rot out again, it's not hard to replace that one piece. And again, this here was a separate panel, and it was separate. I'll show you on the other side, just to kind of show you. So yeah, it looked like this, and so that was just a separate piece. So yeah, it's kind of how it was. I actually might need to drill a hole in here for, that might be a guard bolt, maybe, or a fender bolt. Not sure. I won't panic too much. He might then open that up. But yeah, they'd trimmed this off. They cut it off basically and welded it flush, which is kind of weird. So yeah, we rebuilt that one panel, and yeah, we replaced the bottom of that one, and we lapped it in, and I put the lap so the water will run down on the inside of here and not get trapped in here, and this here will seam seal. I thought that's just as easy, and I can get in there to seam seal it from this side. Can I turn the light on? Okay. So we can get in here and we can seam seal all that up anyway. It's not terribly difficult to do. So anyway, the next little panels to do are these. I actually cut these out and rust treated these, and then I thought, oh well, while I'm waiting on that, I may as well have a look at this, and we end up repairing it. So you've got a few little holes to do. 1, 2, 3. Got some issues there. Got a couple issues there, an issue there. Got some funny bits going on here. I think he wants to seam weld these. That was a little hole, I think. Yeah, got a couple little bit of a mark there I got to sort out. I played with that a little bit while I was doing that. We got some rot here, rot here. The rest of that stuff sort of got sorted with it. Got another piece up here. Got a little bit in the floor there to do too. Up here, and that there's actually, I was just looking at that. So just the fact there's like a little gap in there. That's like kind of factory, just a little bit of seam seal. I think we'll sort that. And yeah, and then we're going to do something with this seam. I think I've said it a million times too. And there's been a wee bit of rotting behind that, so we might have to cut that out. But we're actually going to weld up that seam. He wants to weld that up, so we'll do that too. Yeah, so we'll deal with this corner and then we'll keep moving on. Righty, so got those little patches put in. That's better. Thought it was crooked. And I just having a wee flick through Instagram while I was sorting out what I was going to do next. I'm going to drop the body down and start dealing with some of these ones up on the roof, on this side anyway. We might as well get this side sorted and then we'll put around the other side and do the back and whatever. I was actually just looking on Instagram. I seen Brent must have put 3 pictures up of that little 37 white hot rod Ford pickup that he done there 2 years ago, I think it would have been. Can't remember if it was last winter or the winter before. I can't remember exactly. And there was a couple, I've seen a couple of people say, oh, you can't really rebuild that, or can you rebuild that? Well, yeah, because it's on a frame. Really, you probably shouldn't reuse the frame. I'm not sure if you will or not, but you can always remake another frame. You always can put another frame underneath it. You know, it sucks, but because it's the kind of body it is, you know, and depending on obviously what damage is done to it, like you can probably reuse the body. You might have to replace a bit of steel on it, depending on obviously maybe to give it a wee bit of extra strength. But if you're going to replace the frame, it's fine. You know, that's your main strength, I guess you'd call it. Especially on something that old. Well, those bodies were never that strong anyway. If you got hit with a decent hit, it wouldn't matter whether it was a good fresh steel or whatever. It's never ever going to be that strong. You could always make a bit of a roll bar sort of type, put a couple of 2 bars in it, you know, up underneath the cowl or something like that, just give it a bit of extra strength, hit a bit in from the side or maybe even up behind the roof, up the back, behind the brake posts. You could maybe put a half decent bar in there, give it a bit extra guts. But yeah, it's one of those things that was built in 37. You know, the Studebaker is fucking 90% wood, that body. It's a metal skin. Probably apart from the cowl, the rest of it's just wood. You know, if you give that a decent fucking hit, it'll just blow in a million pieces and splinters. You know, you're gonna get by splinters and screws. There's not much guts in it. Like a unibody car, a different kettle of fish, because that steel's been weakened. And because that's all its main structure, it's, yeah, is what one of those things you could probably, it's like, you know, a lot of your Mopars and stuff like that, a lot of them are unibodies, you know, of that 60s and 70s eras. You could probably, to save one of them, you could probably chassis it. You know, you could probably get a aftermarket sort of type chassis, you know, I don't know, of some description, and put a chassis underneath it and just make the body, yeah, more of a body on chassis thing. It's sort of a hard one. You gotta be careful. You really have to be careful. And I think it would depend on what country you were in too. Like, I don't know if you'd get away with it here. But yeah, you probably would get away with it over there. It just depends, I guess. Yeah, I guess it just depends. But if you're going to rebuild a new chassis and all that sort of shit, well, you know, I don't know. It just depends, I guess, what you can save. Now, if the diff's banana, well, you throw it away and you put another one underneath it, you know. If the chassis is being bent and twisted, well, build a new one. Or find something else to put underneath it, you know. It is what it is. But, yeah. You know, we'll carry on. We'll get this thing back down on the ground. Righty. So we fixed that all. We just put that little bit of metal in there and welded it in. At some point, I've seen Arco with one at Outlaw Ridge. It's a plate that you can slip a piece of steel into, and it's got a series of different size punches to punch out little circles of steel. I really need something like that. It'd be freaking handy for silly little holes like that in bodywork. Actually, like the couple of the holes, or the hole of the little circles that punch leaves are actually quite good too. I tried to put that in a hole, it was almost perfect. But yeah, the steel was a little bit thin. But when I opened it out with the step drill, I couldn't go any bigger because I was hitting the inside structure of the car, so I couldn't get that drill to open it up any further. But I made a slightly smaller or slightly bigger hole up, slug of steel to put in there, and that worked fine. It didn't burn away after that. And it touched a little bit in a couple of spots where I just had to zap it, but it wasn't too bad, you know, like it wasn't running away on me for miles and miles and miles. But this hole here was a series of holes here, and it hasn't been welded along here, so I'm just not really sure. It looks like it's pretty thin there, so we might just cut a half-decent square out of here and make a little fresh piece up for that and put in there. Yucky, might go bigger than that. Oh well, we might have to dig a wee bit deeper into the crunchiness here. So you can see where they put that little piece in, but they never went in and fixed the rock that was in here. So it was broken through, so we might have to cut a little bit deeper, a wee bit further up. We might go an extra inch out each side. It doesn't make any fucking difference when you're building a panel. It shouldn't be too difficult to build this. A little bit, it's no different to building the piece that I put on the other side. Same basic principle. We've got a roof skin and then the little kick round. So we'll do the same. This is, I think it's the original part of the thing. So if we cut out another inch, we might go another inch up into the roof. We'll cut a bigger piece. That's not going to make any difference making new pieces, but it'll just might give us a better look and see if we can get some clean underpinnings and see if we can repair this. So use me pen pocket. So we will go I think up to here. Jeez, fucking got roaches. I'll come down here somewhere and down here. Not quite what I wanted to do. I was hoping it was just going to be a small repair in there, but it looks a wee bit crunchy and a wee bit ugly. I'd rather get in there, see if we can find some better clean metal and see what's going on and do some repairs. I don't think it's going to be a biggie, but you know what I mean. I'd rather find out what's going on and repair it, and obviously the rest of it might be okay. We might have to get up. They might have to get up inside here and give a really good dose with something like that up and behind here after it's all finished, just to stop any more rust from anywhere else. But this is one of the few pieces on the roof, so we'll do that. I probably should have done that up behind here too, but hopefully it's okay. We just put that little patch in there, but filled that hole. So hopefully it's not too bad in there, but again, we can get in there, we can give it a decent dose, so it might be alright, but this was a wee bit more than that, so we'll have a bit bigger of a look, and yeah, we'll repair the roof. It's not ideal, it's not really what you want to be doing, but yeah, because the skin was okay, but you can't see what's underneath, and it's a little bit of body filler. What does it matter, you know? We'll try and shape it, that piece. If I can get a good clean cut out to here, at least we can see what's going on, and that'll give me a rough profile for the shape in it. And like this is going to be an outer skin, and then this piece here will be separate. So at the end of the day, we'll cut her out and we'll have a look. Righty, so we got that first piece in. It's not dead perfect, but you're not really going to see it except for a little bit on this edge, and I think a little bit of wee squeaker body fluid just to blend that in. Might have to grind just a little bit more off there. It's kind of seen but not seen, if you know what I mean. You might just have to tickle up a little bit with the grinder. But we'll now make this piece here with the little bit of metal on it. Should be on here somewhere, one way or the other. We'll make that sit on there and we'll weld that in, and then we'll make the new piece of skin. Basically it's got that little kick, little bump in it, and minor curve, and shouldn't be too difficult. I've already made a piece a bit like that on the other side, so just a matter of folding over a little piece, almost sort of hard over. We'll put a little bit extra on it, we'll trim it off, beat it flat, and then we can come back in and put a couple of little bends in it and weld it on. So we'll do that. We'll come back to it in a minute. Righty, well that's that repair done. I think it's pretty reasonable. It's not dead, perfect, flat, it's a little low. Probably haven't got quite enough shape in this panel, and it has pulled in a couple of little spots, but it's not that bad, you know. Scooch your body filler, and you know, and it is what it is. Better than rot. So yeah, originally we could see daylight through here out into the inner roof, into that metal brace. So we now can't see daylight through there. We've got to do a little bit of clean up down here, whatever, to reset up. But it's a pretty solid repair. Repaired the inner structure, and then we did the lip, I guess, for the drip rail, and then we did the outer skin. So yeah, nice successful repair. So that's, what are we, three repairs buttoned up today. That one, four repairs today. So that's cool. Only little ones, but hey, it's, you know, we'll take whatever we can get. That would end up being a wee bit more nasty than I thought. We've got one in here to do in the morning. But yeah, we're getting there, which is cool. Well, I'm struggling a bit with frickin' spray bombs because they're just a bit cold. Need a wee bit of, I might have to crank my hair up tomorrow. We'll just see, but we'll just flick a little bit of weld through on there, and that'll just stop the moisture getting to it. I'm not too panicked, but you know what I mean. I probably should do this too, but I haven't finished cleaning that up yet. But that's cool. Another repair done. So yeah, we're only really, what do we got? 3 around the back, 2 or 3 around the back, 4 around the back, whatever, around the boot. I see a little bit of daylight through there, so I got to pin spotlight up those holes. And we've got a couple of sections around the other side. Yeah, I thought I might have got a bit more done than I did, but so this is going to be probably something similar to that over there. It'll be interesting to see what's in here. Again, we'll probably just and see what's in there. So yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll get some of the shittier ones fixed. So yeah, I don't think this will be too bad. You know, by the time we cut a bit of a frickin' hole and whatever, and then weld it up, and then bzzz around there. As long as we don't blow too many holes through anywhere, we'll be good if we just seam weld that and whatever. So yeah, that's nothing. It's not worth worrying about it. It's just a funny bit in the joint. I could probably put a couple of little tack welds on there and just grind it off, if so be. But yeah, making some progress. Oh, and that little bit, that corner roof. Awesome. That's good. It's good. I thought I might have cleaned this up a wee bit quicker than this, but yeah, it's alright. We've got, you know, hopefully we'll get a couple of these doors done before the weekend, and then finish the other 2 up on Saturday and maybe Sunday. I might just spend the whole day down here on Saturday, button those 2 doors up. We'll just see. We'll get them. Anyway, we'll spot you later on. Cheers. Right, morning. We have a hole. I cut a piece out where we were with that just before. No. Oh, here. So cut that out. I mainly just blew some mirror in there to blow the shit out. Sprayed some convert in there because it's not really easy to get in to try and clean anything up. I could spray a wee bit of rust, sandblast in there a wee bit, but just to give this a couple of doses with this shit. It's gonna encapsulate, I guess. Spray it down the orifices, let it run everywhere. Hopefully it's running down in here, trying to neutralise anything. So we're gonna make a wee patch for here, And we'll weld that in, and then yeah, we'll carry on. So we'll take this and find a bit of steel so we can make that shape. It's got a very gentle curve this way, so I might better just make it slightly long for start off and just put a wee grab in it to give it a bend after I've bent it flat, if you know what I mean. We'll just give it a wee grab just to put just a gentle curve in it. Try and get this to match. It's either that or try and make it flat and just keep it low. That would be the other way you would do it. It's not really ideal, but it works, if you know what I mean. Then you can come along and just put a wee scooch body filler over it and make it blend in. But if you can get really close to the profile, well, it's all the better, because it has got a quite a wee bit of curve in it. But it will just a wee grab with the striker stretcher. We'll just put a little bit of shape into that, and it should be pretty good. Let's find a piece here. I think this might do. Got you on that little tripod, my little tiny one, a little handheld. I don't even use my old tripod anymore. That was freaking so crappy, but it served its purpose for a few years. So yeah, this will work. So got this little piece of scrap here, so we'll turn that into this. We'll chop the excess off and put a little kink in it and make it fit. A little bit of that shape in there. We're getting close. I think with maybe a little trim in here somewhere, we might better make this fit. I might even just trim the steel out around this. Might be easier than trimming that down. We'll see. I might put you back on the other tripod. Alright, so I've got that made. I've opened the hole up a little bit further. So we'll get that welded in very short. We'll just let that weld through dry. So I might as well go open another hole. Let's have a look here. Might as well take that with me. We'll have a look at another hole. Just trying to decide. I'm going to do these ones. I was going to do them first, but I'll do them last, because I'm busting through these little ones fairly easy. Well, it's only really these ones next, isn't it? Well, we may as well bust this one open, I guess. We'll grab the tripod and we'll do what we did with the other side. I think that's the safest bet. You can see the what we found underneath the other one. We'll grab our tripod on the other side. Might as well open this up, and then we can we've got two on the go, so if we're waiting on primer and whatever else to dry, we're not, standing around with a finger up there. But, put it plainly, what is that? If we can go on so dark. Better? No, worse. Better. Right. Right, we got that one sorted. I might just come in and just pick up another couple of wee frickin' holes, but pretty good. That's that one mainly sorted. So we'll go out and make this piece now. I looked over here and this was dry, so I was like, oh, I might as well frickin' wait it in, and then we'll make this one. We got the other piece drying. Just wondering if I can use some of these bits to make pieces. Right, so that's that one sorted. Got a wee hole here to sort. And then basically jack up the back of the car again. This up to a decent working height. And we'll have a look at these and attack whatever we're going to try and do here to sort this lot out. Really these 3 bits to do. Oh, and the pole. Fucking hell, I keep forgetting about the pole. Yeah. I might get these 3 bits done and then start the doors and bounce backwards and forwards between the doors and welding the firewall up while I'm doing that, if you know what I mean. While I'm waiting on like paint to dry and whatever, because I better work on a door here and then work on the firewall. So I better cut patches out and spray stuff, and I better come over here and do a bit more welding probably. That's probably what I'll do. I'll bounce between the 2. Or something like that anyway, because I better have a couple of doors on the go. So that other stuff sitting on those panel stands, but I think 2 doors at once will be plenty. We chop backwards and forwards between doing patches. And the firewall, yeah. Right, we'll pop this in the air and then we'll have a wee assessment to see what I really need to do. I can see holes and bits and pieces, but I'm just not 100% sure how I'm quite going to attack it. We'll work it out. Right, morning troops. So we've got the Impala up in the air, 65. I'm just having a sweep up. I'm just going to do that before I get started. But I wound up that last little crack in up near that front corner of the windscreen. It wasn't really a crack, it was like it was kind of worn through or just never been welded properly or whatever. So I buzzed that up. But ads, because I'm new to monetization and I'm just working out how it works. Let me know if you think there's just way too many fucking ads in my videos. Especially because my videos are long. 90% of the time they're a good hour at least, or an hour and a half, or whatever. Like I said a million times, I quite enjoy sitting down and watching a decent video. You know, I like watching short stuff too, but I'd much rather sit there and watch a 20-minute to an hour and a half video than watch a whole series of trying to sort through a whole series of 5-minute videos, if you know what I mean. I'd much rather watch something that I can actually sit down and relax and enjoy for something, having my coffee or whatever, and sit back and just relax and watch a video for a decent length of time. Then, that one's finished and now I've got to hunt out another one. But anyway, if you think there's too many ads in the videos, or too close together, and probably more to the point, let me know. I'm trying to, a lot of the early stuff I haven't really been through a lot. I will get through them. Well, most of them I've just turned them on to just monetization, just automatic. So I will eventually go through them, because I know there's a lot of longer videos, back over the last year or two, that I probably need to go through. It's probably not so bad for some of the earlier videos where they're only lots of 10, 15, 20 minutes long. You're only going to get a couple of ads anyway. But these videos now that are freaking, an hour plus long, if you've got 10 fucking ads in it, well, it's just absolutely annoying. Unless it happens to be really long. But I'm thinking sort of probably every 15 minutes-ish, I'm kind of trying to work at a rule of thumb for a long one. I might stretch them out a little bit, but obviously I want to try and get a little bit of revenue from it as well, without being too fucking annoying with ads. So yeah, just let me know how that sort of goes for a start off. Just give me some feedback, please. Be good, just so I can make it so obviously I'm getting something back from it, but it's not too annoying for you guys to watch, and then all of a sudden you're watching an hour and a half or an hour and 20-minute video, but now it's taking you fucking 2.5 hours to watch it because there's so many fucking ads in it. And obviously parts that you can't skip, but maybe after, I don't know, whatever it is, 5, 10, 15 seconds, then you can skip that ad if you really want to. Yeah, just let me know how that goes, because I'm not sitting down watching every video that I put out. I watch them enough when I'm editing. I kind of know what's there. Occasionally I'll sit down if I'm showing somebody, somebody comes around and they go, oh, what have you been up to lately? I might flick on one of the more recent videos and show them, what I do and whatever, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just, let me know how that monetization ad thing is going, and whether it's, tolerable like sort of normal TV-ish, or how these are just too close together. Obviously I want to get something back, but I don't want them, because if you hit the automatic to put in ads, which I do, I hit the automatic and then I go through and sort them from there, because it obviously finds places to put them. But I normally go in through it and weed out all the ones in between, or every couple in between, so they're sort of 15 to 10 to 15 minutes apart, ish, maybe. I might do them a wee bit longer. Just give me some feedback, let me know. It'd be useful. But anyway, I'll have a quick sweep up, I'll sort out, get some stuff shuffled around so everything's in one area, and we'll dig into one of these corners. It's the worst piece of it. Just trying to put that in. And hopefully, maybe I might be able to, if I make this long and then make a little short bending stick, and once I've got this formed this way, if I leave it standing up a wee bit, they come in with a bending stick and just bend this over it. And even if I have to heat it and bend it down and then trim it off, trim the excess off. Ooh. What was that? Sounded like something with an 8 in it. Getting a bit of jandle, as we call it over here. Jandle's a flip-flop, if you didn't know. Or if you're an Australian, a thong. But yeah, right. Let's make part of this, and we'll do some bendies. I think if we can plug weld these bits together like this back together, and then, like I said, weld it back on here, that'll be nicer because you can weld it from the back, and a far better job than trying to weld in here, because that would just be an absolute cunt to clean up. Whereas, if you only got a plug weld through here, you might have to just come through and just knock the odd a little bit down, and then it's damn sight easier to weld along this edge and clean up afterwards. And a little bit of mucking around welding that underneath. But I'm obviously worth the welding here. But if you got to do one little clean up spot there, well, that is what it is. Right, let's do that. Right. So you can see what I was trying to do there. I'm trying to reform this. Obviously not trying to hit the knuckle, but we'll work on it a bit more. We'll get it cleaned up. I'm just trying to get it reformed so we can get obviously all this to fit together. We'll have to do a bit more reshaping, and I'll have to cut off what I don't need. But you can see just with rolling that edge over how much that's twisted this here out of shape. And I'm not going to form this until I get this to fit, and then we'll weld them together, and then we'll probably obviously we'll trim the excess off this here. We'll get rid of the excess off that we don't want, which will be, you know, back to about half of whatever's bent over here roughly. But this fits pretty good now with a little bit of fettling, just a wee bit of tweaking to this one be in the right place, and just a wee bit of trim at the end. It's pretty bloody close. It just needs obviously just a shave here and there just to make the shit fit. So we know this is the right shape, so we're just going to get this one here. Where are we? Here. To fit again, and to get this a nice consistent edge, and that's why I've made that form, so I can bring it in, and we might better mark the areas where I need to twist it back. We might better pull a bit of paint on it and maneuver it around a wee bit, and then we can spot weld it together. So yeah, we'll see if we can form this to fit this instead of trying to make it bend round, you know what I mean, without, like, you could spot weld that on there and then try and hammer it around, but I think it would twist this. We need to get this to fit this. And then I'm trying to work out how I'm going to do this bend. I just wonder if I need to make must need to make it like another form that I can put this through and then hammer the edge over. I don't know how I could do that. I don't know how I could do that. Maybe that's so I can poke that through a piece of steel but smash that edge over as I was going. Maybe. So we get a nice consistent edge around here. Probably should have cut it around the edge, but I didn't. We'll get here. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's going to take a while. I actually thought I might have this done by lunchtime, but you know, I started laying it on, but nope. Hopefully we don't have to go quite so deep into the other side. Right. I'm trying to think where I was when I left. What did I do with those bits? Are they back over there? Not sure. Oh yeah, back over here on the bench. Yeah, I'm going to try and think of how to sort of make up a tooling to bend this lip to do a similar sort of thing as what I was trying to do before. Over here. You know, it's hammer forming on this piece here. This is probably what I actually should have done instead of heating this edge up. Probably should have made that, and then just beat it round. Could have come along and knocked it over. And it probably wouldn't have twisted this up with heating it. But yeah, it's kind of is what it is. You know, you live and learn. We'll just keep playing with this, but I also want to try and figure out some way of, I'm thinking of maybe the other end, the cut, maybe a slot in like this, here, cut slot there, and actually weld that piece on, but have it so like it's just a little lip through, so I can just slide this through and hammer that piece over. So I might work that out and weld it back in. Righty, what a friggin' mission just to try and get that shape there to lie in here. Once I started bending that other lip over using this here, you know, and poking it, just trying to show you with poking that through there and then bending that edge over, how much that just twisted up. And then I thought I might have been able to get it like shrinking and just stretching and grabbing the edge, but I ended up having to use the heat, as you've seen. Like that last clip was like an hour and frickin' half long, plus me just manipulating and then backwards and forwards over here and hammering the edge out, trying to get it smooth back and square again, and then refitting and then stretching and shrinking again. And then I must have ended up pushing this down, because when you stick the original one on there, it sits up off this a little bit. Again, it's sort of a bit like this one does now. I can get this in there. So if we sort of sit that in there, it sort of sits up off that edge. Well, the other one does that too. But now I've frickin' hammered it again. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, this is all low now. So what I'll do is, before I'll commit to this piece, I will double check that I've got the edges sitting right with the original, obviously. But now I'm going to try and start making this one here, or these two here, to fit together the best I can, and just keep double checking them. And together I might even do I want to freaking tech screw them together? I don't know. Yeah, I'll try not to if I can get away with it. I'll just hold them together if I can get it, or if I can clamp it or something. I want to try and get these two fit together now the best I can, so we can work out what we need to do, and also start trimming some of this edge away. So we've only got a small edge like this, which I think has already been, I don't know if that's the original edge or not. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it looks like it's a piece that's been put on there, but it was so thin and rusty it wasn't very good anyway. Is this the original edge? It could be original too, but I don't know. I'm hoping I don't have to frickin' go to this extent on this side. It's got a couple of holes in it. I'm hoping I might be able to just weld this one up. I'm hoping maybe I might just have to put a piece of steel in here maybe, and not get into this. I'm hoping. I'm hoping, because it's a freaking lot of work. It's like one of those things you hope you don't have to do too much of. But it's like, again, it's one of those things like I haven't done many times, so the next time you would go to do it, you would have a bit more of an idea of, well, you know, you can't get it to move, if you know what I mean. So then you got to bring out the old heat and stretch it that way and push it around, and get it soft, and then reshape and profile it. That's why I made this. And also that block of steel, it gives me a good opportunity to sit it on here and try and keep my my edges square, sort of type thing, or around here. That's what I was doing before, just backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So anyway, we'll try and get these two fitted together. I was hoping to get this on today. I don't know if I'm going to. I'll get close. We might have to weld this on tomorrow, which is an absolute pain in the ass, because I wanted to be on those doors tomorrow. I thought, oh yeah, I'll freaking get this done in half a day. It's fucking 4 o'clock. So yeah, it shows how long I've been trying to work on this one piece. Apart from cleaning up this morning, that's all I've done, is try to make this one piece. And it's just, yeah, it's the backwards and forwards, trying something, making a tool, whatever. It just gobbles away the time. Like I said, if this was like the 5th or 6th 65 Chevy that I'd rebuilt that corner and the wheel and the boot floor, like it'd be something you could do in a couple of 3 hours, because you'd know all the ins and outs and the tricks to it. But the first time, trying to work it out and make the little bits of tooling just to help profile stuff. So I will probably write on here 65 Chev boot, trunk, whatever, on there, and then I'll know that that's what I've got to do to, you know, help form these pieces. So again, this here fits in here to get me my width for this piece, for the upright. So that's the exact width, just, you know, with the underpiece in here, and then bang it over and square it up backwards and forwards. Yeah, and this is the piece to get the under. But yeah, it's just a matter of just working it and trying to get the freaking thing to go together. Anyway, we'll keep playing. We'll see if we can get these two to at least jive together before I go home. Man, I was really hoping to be on those doors tomorrow, but maybe not. At least I know this side here shouldn't be as big a job. Like, there's no major rot in there. Like, there's a couple of little pinholes which we should be just weld up, I'm hoping, and attack this. And the only other piece we're going to do is here. What else we got to do? Floor. There's a whole patch in the floor here we got to fix too. And the firewall. Oh yeah, freaking heck. It's amazing how quick the days just slip away. Chasing something here, I think, you know, a couple of hours and nah, a day later, you finally got there. But anyway, we'll keep moving on. Righty, so that's together. It's tacked on the back edge. It's not plug welded yet. I tacked it just to try and get it together and make sure it still fits and we're not chasing ourselves, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy. Not 100, but obviously it's got a bit much meat on here. Look at that, it needs trimmed back a little bit and whatever. But I'm reasonably happy with just how it kind of fits. Obviously it needs trim there, and then sunk down in, and needs the excess trimmed away here so we can weld it on, and this needs pulled up, and we're obviously going to have to put a patch in here because we're cut the line away, and then there was a bit of freaking rotten stuff in here. But yeah, we're getting there. That was an absolute bear. That was probably the toughest piece I've had to make. Like, tougher than anything else I've had to put on here. Like, that took a wee bit of work, but that was more me not understanding how to get it together. It's probably the same too, but that was a piece of cake to make compared with this. And to get these two pieces to work together, just an absolute beer. So anyway, I was hoping to get this on in this video, but it's kind of on. It's kind of there, but it's not. It needs some final tweaking. We need to probably just tweak that edge round and get it squared, and it's a little bit of fluffing in the morning, and then we can blow her on. And obviously we have the piece on there, and we've also got to weld the other bit on that was underneath. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at with this. So we might call this the end of the video, I think. I was hoping to get it, like I said, all these bits done in this end of this video, but I know this video is getting on a little bit. If I wanted to do the editing of this stuff from today, tonight, and I find that maybe I can jam a bit more extra on, we'll throw a bit extra on, and we'll forget about this ending. and we'll do a bit more. I was really hoping to get into the doors tomorrow, but I'm hoping I'll get them started. A pain in the ass. It's just taking me longer, and I've lost a few hours here and there each day just for other reasons. Typical when you're trying to do your stuff yourself, and then you got to do things with the missus, and then she needs the car to do appointments and whatever, and just other bits and pieces. Like she's had a few health problems recently, so it's kind of, sometimes you just got to take an hour, 3 or 4 to do these things, which is a pain. But when it comes to trying to get work done, but it is what it is. Especially when you're here by yourself, it'd be different if I had somebody else here and they could puddle away and do some of these things and get them bits made and and whatever, you know. But yeah, when I'm just here by myself, well, doesn't help the progress. But anyway, we'll yeah, we'll either see you in the next video, or we'll see you later on. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And a quick note, just to remind you, yeah, let me know how the ads went, please. I mean, just tell me if there's too many, too close together, whatever. You know, just give me some ideas. Like for an hour and a half long video or whatever, like I'm going to put a few in. Otherwise, I may as well not be monetized at all. But yeah, just let me know. Like if you think 15 minutes is too close together, or 10 minutes is too close together, or whatever, just let me know. So really, like if I've got an hour and a half video and they're every 15 minutes, that's 5 or 6 ads. You know, it is what it is. Just let me know. Tell me what you think, you know, compared with other people's stuff. I'm just trying to get my head around it too. So just give me some feedback, good or bad. It just gives me something to go on, work out what people think. Anyway, cheers, thanks for watching, and if this is not the end of the video, we'll carry on tomorrow.